Welcome back, guys. My name is Louis. If you already don't know me, today I'll be showing you guys a mid-drop fade on Asian hair. Now, a lot of barbers say that cutting Asian hair is very hard, but in my opinion, I think it's the easiest. I've been cutting this guy off for years, and I only get better and better every haircut I do. Enough talking, alright? Let's get down and get this fade blurry. For today's video, I'll be using my Andes trimmer and my Andes Masters. First thing we gotta do is determine where we're gonna set in our trimmer line. So I'm gonna locate the corner of the eyebrow and I'm gonna place a line following through behind the ear. I wanna drop the line towards the bottom. That way I can conserve weight here. I wanna go ahead and scoop up into my stopping point. Proceed this step all the way to the other side of my client's head. Remember, when we get behind the ear, we wanna drop the line, so angle your trimmers. I am going to locate the occipital bone right here. I'm going to set 1, 2, and 3 fingers to determine where I'm going to place my line. Now, from this point, I will match into this point. Again, I am only going to go ahead and use the scooping method just because I do not want to create a demarcation line, making my fade harder to accomplish. Repeat this step all the way to the other side of the head. My next step is I'm gonna use my clipper, no guard, and open about halfway on the lever. And then I'm gonna set in my guideline about the size of my index finger. Now for this step, we wanna make sure that you flick up about 1/2 inch of our guideline. You're gonna follow this step all the way around to the other side of the client's head. Remember, once you get behind the ear, you only use the corner of the blade to create that angle downwards. The less pressure, the better. Next step, I will close 1 notch on the lever, and I'm gonna go about 3/4 of this guideline. Remember, flicking out motion. This step should look like this. Flicking out, otherwise we create another demarcation line, and we do not want that. At this moment, we're softening up that line to create our blend. Follow this step all the way through till you get to the other side of the client's head. Next step, I'm gonna erase this line by closing my lever and flicking this line about 1/2 inch over that guideline. This step should look like this. Only using the corners to avoid creating another demarcation line. Follow this step all the way through to the other side of the client's head. Next step, I'm gonna place in my 0 guard and open halfway on the lever. I'm gonna create another guideline, following this line upwards and flicking out. This step should look like this. Follow this step, only using the corners as well, where areas are not flat. And in flat areas, you can use a whole blade to speed up the process. Follow this step all the way around the client's head. Now there is a little shadow line here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and close the lever and only use the corner to flick it out. That step should look like this, only the corner and flick out. Avoid creating a demarcation line going too high up as well. Follow this step all the way around the client's head. Next step, I'm gonna open up the lever all the way and blend this line out by creating another guideline. This step should look like this. Flick out. The less pressure, the better, because at that point you don't create a demarcation line and it blends in a lot softer. Use the corner to blend it in. Use flat on flat surfaces, if not corners. Follow this step all the way around to the other side of the client's head. Now I set my 1 guard, lever open, and I'm gonna float this line into the way to create that blend. This step should look like this. Take your time if you need to create that blend. Follow this step around all the way to to the other side of the client's head. Next, there is a slight demarcation here. Trim over comb to soften that up. This step should look like this. Make sure that you're not setting the comb on the scalp, or otherwise you'll end up cutting more than you need. Follow this step in areas that are necessary. Now I'll be using the fold shaver to clean up my area down here to create a smooth shape. This step should look like this. Always remember to flick out when you're getting closer to that trimmer line. You don't want to create another demarcation. Make sure that you pull the ear down and working around the ear to avoid snagging the ear. Make sure to always flick out. Follow this step all the way around to the other side of the client's head. And now I'm going to go ahead and line up my client's arches to make them fresh. Here I want to set in by my darkest point and my lightest point, and then set in my line. Start up here using the corner of the blade only and cut against the grain to create a sharper lineup. I also like to over direct this length here, trim it to make the C cup or the arch stand out even more. Make sure that you're only using the corner of the blade and use light pressure to not irritate your client's skin. Repeat this step on the other side of the client's head. Next, you'll use a straight razor to line up the edge of the arch. I like to stretch the skin down and go against the grain to create a sharper lineup. Now, if you're not advanced yet, I recommend to not do this one right here just yet. If you're a beginner, use a freehand stroke. But if you're advanced, then you can do backhand. Now that we're done with the haircut, we're gonna go ahead and style it. And for today's style, I'm gonna be using my own product line, ARTIFEX Collective. And today's product is gonna be hair clay. Now for this product, I'm gonna be using a scoop of this much, nothing more, nothing less. A little goes a long way. You're gonna rub in the product into your hands, and then you wanna distribute evenly throughout the roots, mid-shaft, and eventually the ends of the hair. This hair clay is gonna be a dry matte finish with a medium hold. Alright guys, so this is the final product after following those steps. If you like this type of content, make sure that you subscribe and follow me on Instagram. If you're not following me or subscribed yet, make sure you do so already, because what are you waiting for? Make sure you follow me on Instagram at ARTIFEX_collective for my product brand, and my barber account at Louis Cuts. If you like this type of content, if this tutorial was very helpful for you, make sure you subscribe. Louis, roll the clips.